So what's happening, guys? Back with another supplement review. This is David with Mission to Muscle, and today we're going to review Apollon Nutrition's Liver Lover. Now, I've had this for a while. I've taken this. I just ordered another bottle from Apollon because this is actually one of my favorite supplements as far as for health. So Mission to Muscle has two sides to it. It has what's going on the outside as far as our mission to build muscle and look good, and also it kind of balances out with what's going on the inside. That's the other mission as far as to eat right, to be healthy. And when we're pounding our asses off in the gym and out in the gym day after day, 5-6 days a week, there's a lot of stuff that goes on with our body as far as cortisol levels, as far as liver enzymes. I don't know if you guys know, but if you train a lot, if you train really hard one day, liver enzymes can be elevated for up to 6 to 7 days. So with other aspects going on with training, our diet, the supplements we're taking, DMHA, DMAA, some of these stems, there's a lot of stuff that's being taxed on the inside of our body. And this particular supplement helps with certain aspects of the body, not just the liver. So I want to go over the ingredient profile and see if I can give you guys kind of an understanding. And that's basically what this is, understanding of some of these ingredients as they pertain, as far as their actions, as they pertain to our mission, as far as building muscle and staying healthy. Because there's all kinds of things that these ingredients actually may benefit you on, but I'm going to try to stick and stay on point to things that you may be concerned with. So right on the top here we got 5 capsules, 30 servings, and the first ingredient on here is NAC, N-acetyl cysteine, 1200 milligrams, and that is the efficacious dosage if you actually research on YouTube and online as far as the max dose that you can go with NAC itself. And this is actually an ingredient that the medical community uses in hospital settings, to where if somebody came in with liver damage caused by Tylenol, they actually give them NAC to actually help rebuild and rejuvenate the liver. So there's all kinds of functions with NAC, benefits wise. So NAC will control liver enzymes, of course. It also, cysteine, L-cysteine in the liver is converted, or the liver can use that as turned into L-glutamine, L-glutathione, which is our major antioxidant in our body for immunity, for keeping things healthy. It actually helps with the stabilization and the rebuilding of the epithelial tissue, which is a soft tissue in our body, which is a part of that is kind of the inner lining of the blood vessels. So glutathione is going to help with vasodilation, with blood flow, with blood pressure itself, as far as on the natural end, as far as our body taking care of things. It also regulates glutamate in the brain. So I don't know if you guys know this, a lot of people take NAC before they go to bed, and it helps them sleep better, because it'll regulate glutamate, which is something that's released in the brain, and if there's not enough oxygen in the brain, it can actually damage neurons and brain cells. The other thing that NAC can benefit you as far as your training is it keeps the lungs clear. So it helps break down mucus and open up the airways so you can breathe better and bring in more oxygen. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's other stuff, but I'm trying to keep it simple here. Then we've got reishi mushroom at 1000 milligrams. This is like a super mushroom. So this is an adaptogen. Most mushrooms are adaptogens. One thing that this mushroom does is it activates killer cells in the body, which helps with tumors and cancer. So this is a very good ingredient to fight off cells that might have the indication of possibly causing a tumor or be cancerous in general. It also has other benefits as far as it's anti-inflammatory, it helps reset your body, it helps with homeostasis, helps with heart health, helps with lung health. There's all kinds of things on a cellular level that this actually will do to benefit the body itself. Then we got milk thistle at 1000 milligrams. And this is, all these are dosed properly. There's only one ingredient I wish was dosed higher. This is a liver rejuvenator. So this will actually rejuvenate the tissues in the liver. It also helps with the liver cells as far as to replenish them and keep them active and healthy within the liver. Then the last ingredient, which is actually my favorite ingredient, I stumbled onto TUDCA. This is at 300 milligrams. I stumbled onto this as a type 1 diabetic recently. And this totally, now all these ingredients together are going to help with insulin sensitivity. But this particular ingredient, I didn't dose it at 300 milligrams. The dosage is anywhere between 250 to 1,000. So I was having digestive problems, and as far as things digesting properly, because my pancreas doesn't work, tried liver enzymes, tried enzymes, well, liver enzymes, just tried enzymes, enzymatic enzymes, those are what they're called, I think, to where there's supposed to be pancreatic enzymes and other enzymes in there that helps, break down fats and carbohydrates. Didn't really do much for me. But then I started supplementing with TUDCA, and I went to the extreme high end. I did like 1,500 milligrams a day, 500 milligrams with my largest meal spaced throughout the day, and it totally dropped my blood sugar. It totally regulated my blood sugar and corrected my digestive problems big time. So it's one of my favorite ingredients. I wish this was dosed at 500 milligrams. 250 is the lowest you can go. So 300, they're in there for a healthy person to actually supplement with this. And you might not notice big, giant benefits with 250. You'd have to take the whole bottle, maybe take it for a month and try another one if you're having that type of a problem. I actually add 250 or 500 more during the day. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but that's what works for me. I take this in the morning, and then I take another 250 to 500 on my largest meal at the end of the day, and it helps with my digestion and helps with my blood sugars. This ingredient here is a bile salt, and the way the body works, so I'll try to see if I can explain it to where it's understandable, to where it even makes sense. But the gallbladder sits below the liver. The gallbladder produces bile. And bile is made up of cholesterol. So one thing you want to be careful of is, I know a lot of us are on cholesterol lowering medication. Cholesterol is super important in the body. So this mixture of different substances for the bile have to be fat soluble and water soluble on each end. So one end's fat soluble, one end's water soluble. So if you start to limit cholesterol, you can gunk up the bile flow. So it's made up of cholesterol and bilirubin, I think is what it's called. Don't even quote me on that. I know I'm saying it wrong. And then it's made up of bile salts and then water. And if bile itself becomes too thick, it's basically the cleansing agent for the ducts in the body. So this goes from the gallbladder, it goes through some ducts in the pancreas, and then it picks up some pancreatic juices with some enzymes for carbohydrates, drops into the duodenum or whatever, the small intestine, and it helps to break down fats and carbohydrates in the small intestines, and then runs through the liver. And if it's gunked anywhere through there, especially within the liver, if you get a baggage of bile in the liver, it becomes too thick, then you could actually have something that's called cholestasis, which when bile backs up in the liver, you get cholestasis, I hope I'm saying that right, to where if it sits in there, it ramps up the action of damaging the cells. So there's this enzyme that's it's released from the liver that destroys cells. So it's a normal process when cells are damaged. There's a certain amount of cells, especially the mitochondria in the cell, to where if a cell becomes damaged, there's this hex or something like this enzyme that's released that's actually supposed to destroy the cells so we can rebuild new cells. But you don't want that ramped up too fast to where you're killing a bunch of cells, because our mitochondria is super important. And TUDCA actually stops or regulates that enzyme and allows bile to move freely through the body, because TUDCA is just a bile salt that's water soluble on each end, and it's kind of like putting Drano down a drain. So TUDCA is the Drano, and it'll go through and it will loosen up the bile so the bile can move through the ducts more freely for better health, to keep you healthy on the cellular level, your mitochondria. It'll keep the liver enzymes down. It's also been shown, and they don't know why, what the actions are. Maybe there is a study out there that does describe it, but it does something to the brain. So it helps with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's by rejuvenating cells within the brain. So it's interesting that bio can do that and TUDCA can do that. This is an ingredient that has been used for years. The only problem is it's synthetic now, but way back when they didn't know how to get it synthetically. So they actually got it from bears, because bears produce a large amount of TUDCA. So if you're having problems with your digestion, if you feel like you need a liver cleanse, I highly recommend this one over anything I've ever taken before. If you're diabetic and you're having digestive issues, especially with fats, then you can try TUDCA on its own. And I would start low dose, 250 or 500 a day, separated with meals. Other than that, I wanted to give a quick rundown and the possible health benefits that you can achieve from something like this. It's, like I said, especially with us pounding the crap out of ourselves in the gym. And for a lot of us, I hustle outside of the gym and stress, running around. Every once in a while, it's a good idea to go that extra step on the inside to actually make sure everything's working properly. So this is Dave. Once again, Liver Lover by Apollon Nutrition. Hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, leave them down below, comments. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to tell you what to do and how to do things. This is more of an informational based video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I'm going to get on with my day, and we'll see you guys next time on the channel.